Hello folks, I took a break from filming and I'm going to apologize right now if you hear a lawnmower going. We're in the middle of COVID-19 still, and my husband's out there mowing the lawn because there's nothing else to do. But I took a break from filming after fin number 3 because I was getting low on 110 pound cardstock and I didn't think I could complete fin number 4 without more 110 pound cardstock. So I went ahead and I edited the first 4 videos, and while I was doing the editing, my orders came in, all of my orders. I'm so excited because I ordered some stuff for future albums and all of that came in and I can't wait to dig into it. But my 110 pound came in, so I don't have to worry about conserving 110 pound paper. For page number 13, we're going to do a couple of cascades on the page. And the difference between a cascade and a waterfall, all the pages are the same size. They're just mounted a little bit below each other so that it proceeds down the page this way. In a cascade, all of the pages are mounted at the same point, like they'd all be mounted up here, but the pages are different lengths. So you get the same effect when it's all closed, but as you open it up, each different page is a little bit longer. So you can fit slightly larger photographs on a cascade. So we're gonna build a cascade. Pull out the base page here. I've already done some prep work on it. So we're gonna build a cascade, and the cascades are gonna flip out this way and they're gonna have little pockets on them. And then underneath, we're gonna have just a fairly simple base page with a little pocket. I say simple. I have a lot of scraps, a lot of pattern paper scraps left over from some of the other pages, and I wanted to use those up before I break into a full page. So I die cut a bunch of octagons. And I'm thinking, octagons? No, they're hexagons, sorry. And I was thinking I would lay them out like tiles as a backdrop for the base of this page. So let's get started with assembly. Let's get started first by mounting the cascade pieces, at least the cascade base and pockets, to the base page. So here's the base page. The base page is 5.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall, scored at 1/2 inch right here. The cascades are 5 3/4 inches wide by 3 inches tall, and they're scored at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Oh, by the way, these are 110 pound cardstock. Pockets are 65 pound cardstock, and they're cut to 7 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. On the 7-inch side, they're scored at 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches. And on the 3.5 inch side, they're scored at 1/2 inch. So we're gonna fold these over, and then we're gonna miter the corners so that they're not quite so bulky. And then we're gonna glue them down to the cascade covers. These mats are trimmed to, let's get that right side up. What did I trim these to? They're 4 3/4 inches wide by 2 3/4 inches tall. And this is the same paper. It was originally 4 3/4 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. And I just kind of cut it in half. This was a scrap that I had left over. And the way that we're going to mount these to the page, we'll mount it to where this piece is on the bottom and this piece is on the top, so that it looks like kind of a unified image. Next, we're going to glue these down to the base page because the pocket and the mat that sit on the base page are going to go on top of these. Next, I think I'm going to go ahead and put down the mat that's going to go here and get it decorated. Right now, I'm just figuring out what the layout needs to look like to make sure that I've got full coverage. this is drying, we're gonna go ahead and start on the cascades. And I'd originally cut some cascade pieces down to 5 by 3, and I don't think I'm gonna use those pieces. I think I'm gonna set those aside for something else. I think we're gonna start with the pieces that are, these are actually cut to 5 by 3 and then scored at 5.5. These two pieces are cut to 4 inches by 3 inches, and along the 4-inch side, they're scored at 1/2 inch. This piece shifted really bad while I was burnishing it down. Sometimes that happens, so I'm gonna have to re-glue this. This one shifted a little bit, but not like the other one did. Now we're gonna glue these two pieces down directly on top of the previous two pieces. And then we're gonna repeat that for the next 2 sets. This one is cut to, these are cut to, I think that's, where'd they cut? It's 3 inches wide by 4 inches, and along the 4-inch side, they're scored at 1/2 inch. And these are cut to 3 inches by 3.5 inches, and along the 3.5 inch side, they're scored at 1/2 inch. All right, now we can go ahead and add the pocket on this side. I forgot to mention, this is 65-pound cardstock, and it's cut to 2.5 inches tall and scored at the 1/2 inch mark, and 6 inches wide and scored at 1/2 inch and 5.5 inches. And last but not least, the mat for the pocket. This is cut to 4 3/4 inches wide by 1 1/4 inch tall. No, 1 3/4 inches tall. Just realized there's writing on the page, so I had to flip it over and make sure the writing was right side up. For the two middle pages, pages 14 and 15, we're going to keep it pretty flat. I'm just going to do two mats, and these mats they're 4 3/4 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches tall. Got two of these. One will go here, and the other one will go on the other page. And then I cut two journaling spots. These are 4 5/8 inches wide by 1 1/4 inches tall. So it's going to give us just a very narrow little border around there. And I'm going to go ahead and incorporate some leftover hexagons in different areas around here. So maybe one up here and then like a tuck spot or something up there. The idea is a larger picture here with a little journaling spot down here. And we're probably just going to adhere the journaling spot along the bottom. So if we want to tuck the photograph or something else underneath, we could do that. So let's go ahead and get these glued down. And you could use the Aleene's for this. I'm going to use this glue because it's just got a very narrow tip, and I can run a very narrow bead along the bottom here. This is a Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I think I'm going to rotate this up so that we've got the journaling spot up here at the top on this one. I think it might be a little more interesting than two that are exactly the same. We're gonna wrap up with page number 16, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to glue everything on this page right side up so I don't have to do what I did on page 12. Oh, if I never have to do that again, it'll be too soon. This page is gonna feature the third and final shaker element. Obviously it's the final one. It's the last page in the album. So for that, I don't have any square dies. I might use square dies if I had square dies, but I don't have any square dies. So I'm going to use this postage stamp die, which the last time I used it was for the Christmas folios that I made for my colleagues. And I'm going to use that to cut a hole in the shaker. This piece is cut to 4 3/4 inches by 4 inches, and the 4 3/4 inch side is scored at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, so that it's got a little place where it can wrap around the foam tape and all of that. This piece is cut to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm gonna glue down a like a focal image on top of this. And then this is a piece of, this is 65-pound cardstock. And then this piece is cut to, I had to cut this to an odd dimension. So I'm trying to look at my notes and see what I did. 3 and, no, I think this is 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. And along the 4 3/4 inch side, it's cut, or it's scored at 1/2 inch and 4 1/4, and on the 4 1/4 inch side, it's scored at 1/2 inch, and this is going to be a pocket on the back of the shaker. And then this is the mat that's going to go on the back of the shaker, outside the pocket, obviously, and this is cut to 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. So let's go ahead and get this shaker put together. You know what I didn't cut? I didn't cut the acetate. So let me go cut the acetate. Okay, this is the printable acetate. So it's got, like, this side is really smooth. And I want that side, I'm going to glue that side, or yeah, tape that side facing down. This side is textured. It's almost like there's a very light powder coating on it, and I want this side facing the shaker elements. That way, if it's facing this side, they'll get stuck in different places around here, but if this side is facing up, they're less likely to get stuck. I like to double up on the foam tape because it gives a little extra dimension, which gives the shaker material just a little bit of extra room to shake around in there. So let's go ahead and grab a central element. What I did there was I took the dimensions of this central image and I just added 1/2 inch. So we would have a 1/4 inch margin all the way around. And I'm not going to glue that down. I'm going to use tape runner for this. And here's my shaker mix. Go ahead and dump that. Actually, before I do that, I want to make sure. Okay. I want to make sure everything's going the right direction. I want to make sure that I don't run into the same issue that I ran into with the first shaker. Yeah, that worked out very well. With the first shaker, I didn't position the backing very well, and it ended up interfering with the flap's ability to close. So that did not go as intended. Now we're going to add a pocket on the back. And this pocket is going to open up. Yeah, I think I want it to open up. Next step, I'm going to glue it down to the base page. And I'm going to double check and make sure that this thing is the way that I want it. Yes, this is going to be up at the top. That's going to be down at the bottom. So this is going to be glued down in the center. We're doing something a little bit different here. There is going to be a pocket right there, and this is 110-pound cardstock. This is not 65-pound cardstock because the shaker element is going to be sitting on top of it. I am glad I realized that before I got to the end of the page and was trying to figure out what to do with this piece of paper. Because there will be a tab or tag that goes in and out of there. And I'm actually going to glue this on the inside. I happen to have a sheet of release paper sitting right here, so I'm going to actually insert that right there. so that I can get, so that I don't have to worry about the shaker element, the glue on the back side, gluing the pocket closed. Next, I want to attach the folio page. And then this folio here is 4.5 inches wide, scored at 1/2 inch by 6 inches tall. And I'm about to glue down a mat. This mat is 1.25 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches tall. And you have to take the cap off the glue before you can glue it down. Now we're going to add this pocket right over here, and this pocket is my notes say 4.5 inches, but I think I'm looking at the wrong notes. 3.5 inches, and scored at 1/2 inch on the 3.5 inch side, and then it's 7 inches tall, scored at 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and fold these over and miter the corners. You know what? I have glued this part. This album is just snake bit. I have glued this down. Just all wrong. Okay, I actually did have it right, and my notes had it wrong. So we're gonna make another one. Luckily, this doesn't take too long. Before I do that, I do want to go ahead and get another mat cut. You know what? I don't need another mat. I can just reuse this folio. And I'm going to glue this down before I glue the folio down. And this is all going to be matted and stuff, so not going to be able to see the damage when it's all said and done. I'm really glad I don't have a camera pointed at my face right now. Because the look on my face whenever I am trying to line things up, it's like my tongue's sticking out the side of my mouth, and I'm sure I'm cross-eyed. And I'm just gonna have to edit this as soon as I get done putting this bin together so that I can remember what the heck I did. That's one of the biggest problems with editing something a week after you completed the project is you're looking at the video going, what the world was I doing right there? I don't even know. one more mat that I haven't cut yet. So after I attach this pocket, I'm going to cut that mat. And I think it's going to have to be 5 3/4 by 3 3/4.